out at the United Church of Christ headquarters, where I'm about to go kick it with the Collegium.
I like to watch sports, and so here's the dancer in the office.
Kicking it with Reverend John Thomas got me up on my feet. His position as general minister and president of the United Church of Christ doesn't allow him very much free time for sports.
I have responsibility for teaching and preaching and writing about the theology, the vision, the values of the United Church of Christ, and sharing that both within the UCC and beyond the UCC.
Another part of his job involves being on national TV.
Reverend Thomas, thanks for being on the program.
I really have a deep desire to present myself well because I want to present the church well. And so it's a big responsibility, and you get a little bit nervous about it.
Should what goes on inside a church be off limits to the media?
Well, thank you for having me on. I think the church has an important message and an invitation to the broader society to what we call this sacred conversation on race, and certainly
meeting famous people.
Well, this year I met the Pope when he came to this country. The most interesting conversation was with Senator Obama, but I think I'm mostly inspired by just the great folks I meet in our local churches. Here's a picture of my twin brother Dick and me. I think we're about 18 months old. And that's me, and that's my brother Dick.
Growing up in Stamford, Connecticut, the Reverend Thomas says he was a shy teenager who never dreamed he would one day be president of his denomination.
I was a little bit shy growing up, so I had to find ways to get out of myself. I was very active in our churches. We called it Pilgrim Fellowship. We had parties, we led worship, we got involved in some community efforts.
The youth fellowship also helped him to develop leadership skills.
What I really remember is being invited to help be a leader and not just participate in events and activities.
Spending the summer at the Silver Lake Conference Center in Connecticut also provided inspiration. After graduation, he followed that calling to be a local church minister.
When I was a teenager, my only real notion was that I would be a pastor of a local church. And I did that for 17 years.
And eventually, he succeeded the Reverend Paul Sherry as the president of the United Church of Christ.
Several people came to me and said, we really think that you need to respond to the call that we think God is giving to put yourself forward as a candidate for president.
His advice to young people is don't forget to reach out to others while you are traveling on your spiritual journey.
And in the serving of others, you, I think, develop a sense of compassion, which is really at the heart of the spiritual life, not just for Christians, but for people of all faiths.